boys and girls. Okay, for today's model, we are working on addition, and I'm going to be showing you the traditional method. Okay, so I see here that I have my problem, 148 plus 59. But whenever we're solving, the best thing to do is to write it up and down. That makes sure that we are lining up our ones, tens, and then the hundreds. So I'm going to do that now in this workspace. Okay, so I'm going to write 148 plus, I'm going to make sure they line up, 59. So I'm going to make sure that 50 goes in the tens place and then 9 goes in the ones place. That's really, really important with the traditional method because if it's not lined up, that means you're adding the wrong place value and you're going to get the completely wrong answer. So make sure they are lined up. So now I'm going to follow this first step right here, and I'm going to add the ones place. Okay, again, that's different than partial sums, which has you add the hundreds or the tens first. So I'm starting the ones all the way to the right. Okay, so 8 plus 9, well, that's 17. So I'm going to put 7 here, but I can't put the 1 here because I haven't added the 4 and 5. So when traditional, what it wants you to do is to carry. That's what this little arrow is showing you put because this was 12. So they put the 1 up here. So I'm going to put the 1 from the 17 right there. Okay, so I'm going to step out of my thinking for a minute. So right here, I had to put the 1 because this right here is the tens place, and this is the 1. So 1, 7 makes 17, right? So it's just showing you what's up here. So we're still going to add the 40 and the 50 plus an extra 10 from the 17. Okay, so I'm going to step back in and go to the next step. All right, so next I see that I need to add 4. I'm going to do 4 plus 1 because that's 5, and then 5 plus 5, that's 10. So I'm gonna put the 0 here from the ones place. I'm gonna put the 1 over here in the tens place because that's actually 10. That's 10 10, so it's actually 100. So I'm putting this extra 100 over here in now the hundreds place. So now I'm going to add same thing I did from the ones and then tens, and I'm going to add here. So 1 plus 1 is 2, and there were no hundreds in this bottom problem. So now I have 207 because I had 17, I had 10, and then now add those up, I get 2. So my answer that I'm going to write here is 207. Okay, so I'm going to step out. So I had to make sure that I did all of my steps and I looked at my criteria to help me if I needed to. Now, something I see over here is as to check your estimate. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So I'm going to step back. All right, so I said my answer is 207. So I'm going to estimate. So 148 is like kind of close to 150. And I know that 59 rounds up to 60, but I think for this problem, it's going to be easier for me to add 50. So I'm just going to put 150 plus 50, which is close to 200. 150 plus 50 is 200. And so let me see, is that close to my actual answer? So my actual answer I said was 207, my estimate's 200, and those are really close. So I'm going to say that I must have followed the steps correctly, and it makes sense. All right, so you are going to be able to do the same thing, and you're going to look through and see if you can line them up. Now, this is my preferred strategy, so when we do addition in the future, I'm going to be using this method, okay? This, I think, makes more sense to me because it's the same side I start on when I'm going to be subtracting. So when I subtract, I start in the right, and when I add, I stay in the same side and I start on the right as well. So in my brain, that makes most sense to me. But if you prefer the partial sums, remember at the end, if you don't like this, then you can go back to partial sums. Okay, let's see which one you like at the end. Good luck, guys. Let me know if you have any questions.